Welcome to the Prescott Home Value Report through April 2025, brought to you by the Prescott Pickle Lady, Diane Bro Realtor. As you can probably tell, I am not the Pickle Lady. That's me in the bottom right-hand corner. My name is Randall, and the Pickle Lady has authorized me to show you the following slides, starting as always with the City of Prescott median sales price per square foot. So if you've never seen one of my charts before, blue is always a year ago and red is always now. This is the median price per square foot in the City of Prescott month by month. And so we can compare this month to last month. And as you can see, we're dipped a little bit below where we were last year, negative 1% appreciation, coming from a big 8% appreciation year over year last year. I wish this had done exactly what I told you it was going to do. Oh yeah, that's right, I did. This is exactly what I was expecting. For the most part, our prices have been very stable. They shuck and they jive and they kind of end up spinning a lot of wheels, but not really going a whole anywhere in particular. And so that's exactly what happened here. Last year, we started getting price appreciation into the spring and summer months, and we haven't done that yet here. We kind of got an early start, and then we kind of fell out. I wouldn't make a whole lot of it, just like I said last month. Last month, we had 8% appreciation. I told you it wouldn't last, and it did not. Next chart is Prescott transaction volume. Each one of these dots is the number of homes that closed in that month. Again, red is this year, blue is last year. This stuff over here, this was all seasonal effects due to the holidays. Don't pay any attention. We're kind of real tight, and then we took off last year, and we haven't taken off this year, so we've got a bit of a drop. We kind of were up and down last year. I'm hoping things just kind of stay a little smoother this year. People have been reporting lower volumes of transactions. Let's see, that's roughly 20%. I'll get the exact numbers later. Yeah, that's probably in line with what we have been hearing. But again, with all the bouncing and the shucking and the jiving, I wouldn't make too much of any of this stuff. This is so you may ask, well, what does that mean? Is this a buyer's market, a seller's market? Well, the way we answer that question is by using something called the pending ratio analysis. When I ran these numbers, there were 714 homes on the market, again, in the City of Prescott. Of those, 104 of them were already pending. Well, 104 is 15% of 714. So our pending ratio is 15%. So what does that mean? Well, we decode it using our handy dandy color chart here. 15% falls into the buyer's market strong. So it is a strong buyer's market, and it has been for quite some time, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Breaking that out by price point gives us this. Ooh. Oh, this is looking a little different. I wasn't expecting this. Okay, so pretty much across all price points now, we are a strong buyer's market in the City of Prescott. Extreme when we get to $1 million, and then it bounces kind of back. I would conjecture that this little bounce here is because $1 million is kind of a big psychological barrier. Once you get past it, it's no big deal, and you kind of fall into line here. Of course, I've been talking about these dots, and I haven't explained to you what they are. So these are the pending ratios for each of the price points. So this is equal to or less than 300,000. This is in the 400s, 500s, 600s, all the way up to 1.2 million and above. The blue bars are the number of homes, and again, we're seeing a lot of action in the very high-end home market in Prescott. Might have to do a separate analysis for that. Usually what you see is as you go to a higher price point, the pending ratio kind of does this kind of a roller coaster, kind of going down a hill. This is very flat. I haven't seen one this flat in a while. A little convolution going on at the $1 million mark. But that pretty much tells you that it is a strong buyer's market. Not a good sign for sellers. Usually, at least in the lower price point, these numbers are higher, and we're not seeing that. So if you have a home in those lower price points, just know that the strong buyer market is coming to you as well. So how long does it take for a home to sell in Prescott? That would be 6.9 months until a contract. So almost 7 months. Escrows have been going over a month. 1.2 is the average. That's usually closer to just a month. So that's kind of long. So if you look at how much time it takes you to get to a contract, plus the time that you're likely to spend in escrow, you're looking at over 8 months. Now we are going to do the same song and dance for the area of Prescott Valley now. Essentially the exact same analysis, just for a different city. And Prescott Valley is a lot less shucking and jiving, as I call it. We have been really, really steady. We're looking now at the median sales price per square foot again, month by month. Red is this year, blue is last year. And we've been riding over that curve for months now with about the same differentiation between them. This month, April, we dipped. And now we're back dead on where we were last month, which is interesting. Looking at our transaction volume, you notice, first of all, that the curve here is kind of closer to the bottom of the chart. That's because there are fewer transactions in PV than there are in Prescott. And we've been neck and neck. So we see more volume kind of in the warmer months. And we dip for the winter and mostly for the holidays. And we are neck and neck. We've been just barely under for a number of months now, and this month is no exception. It is a strong buyer's market in Prescott Valley as well. Our pending ratio is 17% on 350 items, homes in inventory. Breaking that out by price point gives us this chart. Now here you see kind of more what I expect to see. Usually the lowest price points are at least a balanced market, and then it kind of goes down. 500s, for whatever reason, the pending ratio is a bit lower, a little more competitive for sellers, or was that less competitive for buyers? I'm not sure. Same thing with 800s, so maybe there's more supply on the market in those price points. So, but you have that gradual running down to the right. In Prescott Valley, once you get to the 900s, the millions and above, that's a very thin market out in PV. So I wouldn't make too much of those numbers of this chart once you get to those price points. How long does it take for homes to sell in Prescott Valley? Well, the answer there is 4 months. So we're running, 4.8. We're running like half. PV is still moving pretty well. Even their escrows are quickly. We had 1.2 months in Prescott. Less than a month, though. They're going quick out in PV. 4 months to a contract. 4.8 to get you all the way through escrow. So then we get to our highlights and some statistics. So as we said, in the city of Prescott, I don't know if you could tell by the chart, but the price per square, the median price per square in the month of April in the city of Prescott was $329 per square. That is down by about 2% from last month and 1% year over year. In PV, we're down 2% from last month, and we're breaking even, as we said, year over year. In terms of volume, we're at 88. That is, I said about 20, it's about 21% lower than we saw last year. In PV, 73 right now, really kind of closing the gap between these two, and that's about 9% lower than last year. So in both cities, we're seeing lower volume this year. Inventory right now in Prescott is 714. That is a 16% bump. I was going to say, I remember the inventory last month was in the sixes, maybe high sixes. We're up 16%. So we already have a strong buyer's market. Inventories are creeping up. We tend to see inventories, and the same thing out in PV, 8% increase brings us to 350. When you go into the spring months and getting into the summer, a lot of people like to sell their homes, show their homes during the summer. And so now is a good time for people to start putting their homes on the market. We've been getting a lot of calls for listings. And so you get them on, typically you get them on before you can sell them, right? They have to be on the market for a certain amount of time before you sell them. So you expect that to happen. I'm anticipating we'll get some more buyer volume in here to suck some of that back up. But it's kind of hard to tell. We're still kind of waiting for things to get normal since COVID. Prices were so high during COVID that a lot of sellers who would be selling now sold then, and that's been keeping our inventories kind of low. We may have been getting through that now. The people who would have sold last year but sold during COVID kind of thing might be over, might be getting through that, and things might be turning back to normal. Inventory levels here were still a lot higher typically than they are now before COVID. So these numbers are nothing to get alarmed about, but we do see them growing higher. Months to contract 6.9, which is almost a month longer than last month, and we stayed just about even out in PV. Look, if you like this kind of stuff, we got lots more for you in the Prescott Home Value Report. This is just a summary. We go into specific subdivisions and just a whole bunch of stuff. So lots of slicing and dicing. So I would encourage you to download that report and get it in full. We update this report every month, but it is not the only report we do. We also have what we call the Appraiser's Eye View, which is the last 6 months of the latest comps. And it's broken out by subdivision. In fact, Prescott Lakes, we break it out by neighborhood. So it's very, very detailed. This is an example of what you'll see in the chart. This would be a subdivision. It is sorted by price per square foot, the number of months that it took the home to sell, square footage, the year it was built, how many stories, how many acres, and whether the listing agent is reporting the home having a view or not. Using this, you can look at all the different comps that occurred. You can see the average down here. So using this, it's a really good tool to figure out what you should be paying for a home or where you might want to price a home that you are selling. So a really cool tool. We even have a video which goes through how to use this information to come up with value estimates for homes. We do a whole lot of tools like this, all of them really very cool for both buyers and sellers. And one thing I should point out is you can't get these from any place else. These are exclusive. You can only get them from the Prescott Pickle Lady. And all of this is part of our page. We call it Prescott by the Numbers, or more commonly the Pickle page. So if you're on the Pickle page, you know the Pickle page. But if you're not the Pickle page, well, you should get to the Pickle page. And you do that by subscribing. We update it every month. If you subscribe, we will send you a monthly email update with the link so you can go download all the reports that you want. Even if you're not all that interested in getting every single month, just having access to these tools will give you a real leg up when it comes to the real estate game. I hope you found this informative and maybe slightly entertaining, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Please take a moment to look below and find the button that'll take you to the Pickle page. We'll see you there.